I'm joined now by Cork Bannister, a pretty happy man, another Munster final on the trot, and this time you're into an All-Ireland semi-final, and I'm sure you'll be hoping under your stewardship this time round it'll go a little bit better than last year's.
Well, certainly, that we're where we were this time last year as well, and we came up short against Waterford in the semi-final, and we mentioned that straight away after the Munster final against Clare. We need to rectify that wrong now, recharge, refocus the players and get them back in. We got them back in about a week after the Munster final against Clare, and they came back in fresh, re-energised, refocused now for the match against Limerick on Sunday.
You've spoken to me before about how you're very keen to make sure that lads are constantly learning, applying things under pressure and learning decision making under pressure. That really shone through against Clare because you were on the back foot, but yet at half time you went in, you're only a few scores down, and in the second half you were totally in control. You must have been pleased with that.
Yeah, I was pleased. I wasn't happy during the first half, and I was saying to Kieran on the line, we just need to get into the dressing room 4, 5, 6 points down and to refocus. And then when I went to 8 but Harnedy showed leadership and catching that ball to Luke Mead and Coleman sideline, so we went in 4 down, and we didn't panic at half time. We just said, look, we just need to refocus. We took an extra bit of time and we came out, and then we got it together right in the second half. But that won't do against Limerick on Sunday in the semi-final, so we need to get going early and to get into the game early.
It must be some kind of comfort to know that even if Limerick do kick on a gear early on the game, that that your lads have the fortitude in them to keep fighting when perhaps before they might not have.
Yeah, well, it's in there, it's in the tank, and we know that, and we've done that throughout the 5 matches in the Munster Championship. But Limerick showed that as well last Sunday against Kilkenny, and they came, they were a few points down and came back into the end of the game as well. But we've shown that as well, so both sides are quite similar in their experience there. So it's about getting ahead against Limerick and keeping ahead and maintaining that.
It's been said in previous years that often the team that wins the Munster Championship nearly was on the back foot going into the All-Ireland semi-final because there was that long layoff period in between the 2 games. This time round, people might possibly say actually those who came through Munster have probably come through the best quality games.
Well, we came through Munster with 5 hard matches. I can't remember a team playing 5 matches unless for draws or whatever. But look, we've had 5 hard, tough, competitive matches in Munster, and we had 4 weeks between the Munster final and the All-Ireland semi-final. And we decided as a management team and panel, to give them a week off after the Munster final, and then to come back the following Sunday, because they had used up so much energy in those 5 Sundays. To come back in refreshed, re-energised, refocused, and a shorter time span between resuming training and then the All-Ireland semi-final. So we hope that will have worked, where guys are really hungry for it, and hopefully, please God, that will have worked.
You've done some really interesting things with the team, like when we watched them, for example, like bringing Daniel Kearney up into the half-forward line and things like that. Cork are actually a good team to watch, and against Limerick, from what we saw obviously a few months ago, that was an amazing night in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Do you think the next game might be a competition, a battle like that? Yeah,
look, it's probably 2 of the hardest working teams in the championship so far. Like that night in Páirc Uí Chaoimh here with 35,000 people was a massive night, and that Limerick went 3 points up with a few minutes to go, and we came back and got 4 points in a row, and then they equalised in the last minute, and then we had a chance to go a point up, and we didn't. But it's a huge match on Sunday against Limerick. I think it's 50-50. I think it's going to be really, really competitive. It's going to be hard, attritional. You're going to see work rate. You're going to see everything that's good about hurling.
That was going to be my next question, actually, because we saw what Limerick did. I mean, that was rare for Kilkenny to score a goal, but then for a team to come back and respond and win the game. So they have that mental fortitude as well, and the physical attributes to come back. You've shown that against Clare, that you can do that too. So what's going to be the difference?
I think it's just our message across to the players, and to keep going as we have shown in the 5 matches. We've had 5 Munster Championship matches. Limerick have had 4, but they've had the benefit then of the match against Kilkenny and Westmeath in the last few weeks. So look, I think we're going into this fresh, we're going into this energetic, and hopefully that will be right on Sunday.